Sit and listen carefully, because these are not lessons learned in comfort. They are carved in hardship, sharpened in silence, and proven in moments where hesitation meant death. I have walked alone for most of my life, not because I feared people, but because the path of mastery often separates you from them. There was a swordsman, Miyamoto Musashi, who understood this deeply. He fought over 60 duels and was never defeated, but his greatest victory was not over others. It was over himself. In his early years, he fought recklessly, fast, aggressive, driven by ego. He won, but he had not yet mastered the blade, because he had not mastered his mind. And that is the first lesson. Victory without control is still weakness. Many people want results. Few want discipline. But without discipline, success is unstable. It comes quickly and leaves just as fast. A true warrior does not chase victory. He builds himself into someone who cannot be easily defeated. There was a duel Musashi arrived late to, deliberately late. His opponent stood waiting, anger growing with each passing moment. By the time Musashi appeared, the battle was already decided, not by strength, but by control. That is the second lesson. If you control your emotions, you control the outcome. Most people lose long before the moment that matters. They lose to frustration, to doubt, to fear. Their mind becomes their enemy. But the warrior remains still. Calm is a weapon, not loud, not visible, but deadly effective. I remember a time in my own journey when I trained endlessly, yet saw no progress. My strikes felt heavy. My focus wandered. I questioned whether I was meant for this path. That is when my teacher said something I will never forget. You do not rise to the level of your desire. You fall to the level of your training. And in that moment, I understood. You do not rise to the level of your desire. You fall to the level of your training. And in that moment, I understood. Musashi later retreated into solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand it. In silence, he refined his philosophy. He wrote of strategy, of awareness, of seeing clearly what others miss. And that leads to the fourth lesson. Clarity comes from stillness. If your life is filled with noise, distraction, and constant movement, you will never hear your own thoughts clearly enough to guide you. The warrior steps back, observes, and then acts with precision. Not more action, better action. And finally, understand this. A warrior does not fight every battle. Some battles are distractions. Some are ego. Some lead nowhere. Wisdom is knowing when to draw the sword and when to walk away. Because time is your most valuable weapon. Spend it wisely. So ask yourself, are you training your mind or feeding your distractions? Are you in control or reacting to everything around you? Are you building discipline or waiting for motivation? The path is not easy. It was never meant to be. But if you walk it with awareness, with discipline, with calm, you will not just win battles. You will become someone who no longer fears them. And that is the way of the warrior.